My initial feelings before I started my first archery session were just nervous and not knowing what to expect, as I'd never done it before. And one of my expectations was that I was going to be really bad at it. The archery location was quite nice. It was like surrounded by trees, and there was like a nice little hut for us to sit in when we weren't shooting the arrows. And some of the challenges I found about archery was actually trying to hit the target, because I wasn't particularly good at that. I'd either miss it or get it in the wrong ring. Like, if we were trying to aim for the outside red ones, I'd either miss it or like hit the blue one. And that was a little bit frustrating. What surprised me most about archery was how difficult yet sort of easy it was. Like, it was quite difficult to begin with, but once you'd got the hang of it, it was actually quite easy. One of the most positive aspects throughout my session that I experienced was during the group work, when it was like team 1 versus team 2. It sort of just brought the class together as a whole, because we hadn't really bonded much yet as a class, and I thought it really brought us together. I definitely noticed some physical benefits, like confident with the equipment and stuff, towards the end of the session. And once I'd got used to it and knew how to properly use it. It also made me feel a little bit more confident when using new equipment, which has helped me further down the line with obviously using new equipment or new things. And there were definitely social benefits, as obviously as I just mentioned, we were doing team versus team work, which definitely found was a social benefit, as like I said, it brought the class together and definitely helped us bond. If I had to pick out one moment that stood out, it would probably be getting close to hitting the bullseye, because that was quite a special moment. Archery offered a unique benefit, as it required a lot of focus and, in a weird way, only one eye. Because you had to close one eye so that you could accurately see where you were aiming the arrow. Before my archery session, I had absolutely zero knowledge within the sport, and one of the specific skills / techniques I learned in my session was just simply how to use the bow without like breaking anything, and basically just the most effective way to use it. One of the specific techniques I had to learn and improve on was how to develop a new technique with new equipment. I did find this quite difficult, but once I'd got the hang of it, I think I did quite well. It was quite challenging to learn the technique, and one of the main things I did to try and master it was to simply just keep trying and not giving up when I wanted to. And I think to learn how to effectively use a bow in archery is quite important for successful and safe archery, as obviously, well, the key thing in archery is the bow. So if you don't know how to use that, it's not going to be very safe or successful. I also think I developed decision making under pressure quite well, as well as spatial awareness when aiming at a target throughout my session. As when we were doing the team versus team, obviously you had to pick where you were going to go to try and get the best score based on how many points we had left to get. And the spatial awareness part was just making sure that obviously no one was stood relatively close to me or in front of me, so I didn't hit them with the bow, or that they weren't going to run out after I'd, like, just before I was going to release the arrow, so then it would hit them. I use decision making in a specific situation, but like I said, when choosing where to shoot the arrow at and stuff. And these new skills can be useful in other areas of life, such as decision making. Like, decision making can be used in like future work or in everyday life, simply just choosing decisions and how to get throughout the day, basically. I didn't have to adapt to any unexpected situations during archery, as the weather was good, I was confident. There wasn't much that I had to adapt for. But the instructors helped me develop my skills quite well, as obviously they're the pros. I took all their advice, and like, if I was doing something wrong, they tell me how to tweak it to improve it, and I was really thankful for that. One of the most valuable / impactful things I gained from my first time archery was, I think, just the whole experience. Like, I've never done archery before, and I did find it quite fun. Stressful to begin with, but once the stress was out, it was really good fun. I would recommend archery to a friend that's never tried it, because I think because it's such a unique sport, trying it is it's such a different experience than when you compare it to like trying football or rugby and like all your standard popular sports. I would say archery has changed my perspective on outdoor activities, just because it was just such a beautiful experience, like, in my opinion. Like, I would definitely go and do it again. As well as this, archery has also made me willing to try other outdoor activities that have a similar experience, like axe throwing and stuff. Just because I feel like I'd have the same unique, just the same uniqueness, obviously, like to other more recognisable activities. So I think it would be quite fun to do something like that.